quite early here, dark in the morning. Even though very beautiful, nice sunny days these days in California, but still chilly. I turn on little. Even we are doing Tumo practice, I have to turn on a little heating. so, so stay comfortable. So before we start this morning with the practice, as I just said few words yesterday in my last session, that you know every religion, every spiritual path, every personal development, every philosophical ideas, I think in some sense it's always trying to our uplift our humanity in a better place, higher place, more conscious place. I think that's the idea, and particularly like every religion, every tradition is like that. Particularly, it's true in Buddhism. Um, from point of view of sutra, it's true. It's when we talk about the nirmanakaya or nirvana. Sorry, the nirvana. Whole idea is uh, to overcome, clear every afflictions. When we talk about transformation in Tantra, it is talking about transforming every destructive, negative emotions into a constructive, positive emotion to non-dual wisdom. And we will talk about, like in the Dzogchen tradition, is talking about liberating or self-liberating every negative, destructive, negative afflictions and emotions, and to elevate ourselves to the higher place. So that's it's a very uh, I think very agreed and collective purpose for everybody, every psychology and every personal work with psychotherapy and so on. So for this practice as a tumor, and absolutely, this is exactly what it meant to be. It is meant to it the very high teaching. It is the whole idea is to achieve liberation, enlightenment, and through transformation into goddess of the Tumo, pure goddess of the Tumo, Tugje Kundal. So that means it is clearly meant to be a self transformation, transforming our current state of afflictions, emotions, pain, identity, and if you look at every part of the practice, it's clearly designed that in a way. For example, whenever we think about self transformation, when we talk about our transformation, what does our transformation means? If you look at yourself, right? You look at yourself. What does that transformation mean to me, and who this me is? If you look at who this me is, it's definitely we are how you say during this Zoom session, we have all the IT, they develop this Zoom, and then they develop this video, they develop this audio. So definitely, like yesterday, we were talking about the ma and curved knife and the ma, representing the speech and representing the heart, for example. So definitely, this video communication, we look at each other, we see our body. We are all different age. We were whatever we look this very moment, regardless of you're happy with it or not, doesn't matter. so so whatever we look this moment, and of course we can always say, I don't used to look like that. I used to look much younger, but that's true. And unfortunately, you won't look even this as maybe after 10 years. So you don't want to imagine that. But if you kind of if you're aware that this is not who we are. This is not who we are. This is one aspect of us, one host of us. where some qualities are expressing through, but this is not full story. I'm much, much more than that, beyond that. And then you can see you have a sense of comfort or freedom. It's a different. Um, so so this is not who we are. But when, on the other hand, when we in this conditional moment, when we think ourselves, we do think this part of the body, this body. We think this is part of us. We think this speech that I'm talking, limited with words, limited with the language, limited with expressions. This is part of me, who I am, and I am definitely trying to do my best to use my speech and trying to give the right energy, use all the words and concept that I know, trying to express it my best, but absolutely it's very limited. And even my heart, I'm trying to feel everything possible, every positive emotion possible, but of course it's limited. So this is who I am, and so this is what I am, who I am in this very moment. This needed to be elevated. This is what, no question. So in some sense, we all wanted to change, and we all wanted to find ourselves. We are we are seeking the truth. We are truth seeker. And one of the most important part of the truth seeker is never settled, and never settle with pain identity, never settle in comfort, creating a comfort zone in zone of pain. Never do that. And recognize pain is pain. Pain is not bad, but pain is pain. Pain is not where you wanted to settle down. Pain is what you wanted to transcend and overcome. That is what it is. And we all know. And every relationship you can look at in your life, and you can think, right? Your relationship, your partner, husband, wife, your brother, sister, your father, mother, your colleague, your siblings, your friends, your neighbor. Look at every relationship. You can see, oh, there's a place for improvement. I wish my neighbor is a little bit more quieter. I wish my neighbor is more friendly. I wish my husband talks more. I wish my wife talks less. I wish my sister, I don't know what, just you can go on and on, a wish list. You can see there is some sense there's a space for improvement. At least your point of view, there's a space for improvement. That doesn't guarantee if your husband talks more, you'll be happy, guarantee happiness. Your guarantee is happiness if husbands start to talk more. No, there's no guarantee. You might say, I prefer you did not talk. I did not realize. Far better you talk less. Or the other way around, I was far better you, my wife, you don't, don't, I say talk less, or talk more, whatever, I don't know. But it's never guaranteed. There's always the changes that we are seeking for. So, but nevertheless, I think there's always this sense of improvement in life. We definitely, as a teacher, I definitely want to do better communicator for sure. I pay attention to that. Yeah, of course I pay attention to that. I think about, it's not only the concept that what I have to share, the knowledge what I have to share. It's also the voice, how I share it. It's also the energy that what I create. It's also the genuineness that I wanted to be as a teacher. As also as I wanted to share my life, stories. I just wanted to be who I am genuinely and share what I know genuinely. I try to do my best. So there's always a place for improvement, and it is a question about for all of us in any relationship. I would definitely want to be a better husband. What does that mean? Wanted to love my wife more, help her more, hear her more, acknowledge that, support her more. And also here, sometimes even with teasing each other, we're trying to not hear each other, but on the deep inside, I wanted to really hear what she's trying to say. Or I wanted to be better father. Better father in a sense. I wanted to be responsible for this child. I wanted to have a discipline, but I wanted to have an openness. I wanted to be strong, but I wanted to be loving. I will not compromise in areas where it has issue with health and education and safety. But I will be fully open when I have to let go of my attachment and my need and my expectations. I let go of it. I'll give up myself, but I will not try to destroy him. So there's a lot of place of improvement for sure. But and then these improvements are not so difficult to figure out. Am I really changing? It's not difficult to find out. If it's not difficult to find out if I observe my wife or my child or my student or my friends who I trying to support, not difficult to find out uh, that I'm doing okay. Maybe I can definitely do more and better, but so far I'm doing okay. Or you can also say, well, I look like a teenage or worse than teenage. If you observe yourself, if you are like teenage or worse than teenage, you will know that. But you need to be willing to be open and recognize the truth. You will know that you are like a teenage. You are like a worse than teenage. You cannot guide, but you need a guidance. We know that. So where I'm going with this conversation is all these amazing spiritual practices that we do. We really have to do it very genuinely, very authentically, that it really touches the areas which need to be touched, areas which need to be addressed, like in awareness of the body, how much bodily work it's doing. I mean, this spoke, that spoke. I mean, it's like all different, many numbers of spoke in different areas and different kind of winds in these different spokes and different kind of psychological states and qualities in the different spokes and different winds. Amazing work in the body with the nine breathing and the thermal exercise. Amazing. But the most important part of the work is it has to be connected with the personal situations. Like, just give one example, heart, spokes in the heart, or tiglis in the heart, or the winds in the heart. These are real practices, experiential practices. But there has heart means your heart, your spoke, your wind, which means your emotions, your thoughts, your karma, your duality, your conflict, your pain, your suffering. These all winds and energies and potentialities. This is the personal work. I mean, this word personal work, I think, is a very, very important part. This is I think one of the typical Western psychology, psychotherapy, psychoanalysts, and in the Eastern philosophy, or particularly like a Buddhism, they kind of they have some kind of there is a conversation going on, some kind of different opinions about it. And one of the opinion is that Buddhism and these some of the Eastern religion does not work defense system enough. You know, not doing the really the personal work enough. Uh, and it's interesting. I always think it's really interesting. One of the topic that people don't discuss often, but very interesting things to discuss. What does that mean? What does this mean is that we have amazing practices, but personally working with it is definitely a weak in Buddhism. My point of view, coming from Asia, coming from culture of Tibet, different culture, growing up in different culture, definitely a weak. Uh, it looks like a working, but it is definitely a weak place. On the other hand, in the psychoanalysis, psychotherapy, it's probably overemphasized the analysis, because whole idea of dzogchen, it's not to prioritize your conceptual mind, your dual mind, your grasping, your analytical mind, your labeling mind, your grasping mind. Not to give so much power to that. And psychoanalyst is given too much power to that. It's given too much power to the one who is creating a problem. The system doesn't work that well, I think. Because that's why sometimes during the practices, I say, don't think about the story. I know you have a lot of story. I know I have a lot of story. If I talk about my anger, I can have my anger. I have a lot of story about my anger. Who are the people in my life who have made me angry, who have hurt me, and a lot of stories I have. As if without all those people, all will be Samantabhadra, pure Buddha. No. Maybe these people that I have met in my life who have caused me kind of pain and some harm and pain and some suffering. Maybe these people are the best people I have ever met. The worst, fortunately, I did not meet the worst ones. These are the better ones that I have met. I look at it that way. I mean, I really don't have anybody in my life that I'm just disappointed or angry. No, no one. The stories, yes, but none of these stories matters. I'm cool with everybody. So this sense that these very beautiful practices to make it really personal. When we are talking about anger, like for example, in the East, sometime in Asian practitioners, I just give a simple example: 9 breathing practices. Some people might do it like in the East or in the monastery. They would say, I'm clearing all my anger. I'm clearing all my anger, or something like that. Just simple as that. Or I'm clearing all my attachment. I'm clearing all my ignorance. Just doing kind of very technically doing it. But they're not able to address the anger that they have with someone. Addressing. When people have a conflict between two teachers or teacher and students or whatever the conflict is, they're very weak in addressing those. They don't talk. They don't talk enough. I'm not saying that. Let me take back, okay? I don't mean they don't talk, but sometimes they don't talk. Sometimes they don't talk enough. And this is lacking. So for all our life also, so in order to use well these practices, not just automatically doing it. Like when we're doing the Tsalung, just like, okay, just not doing like that. How you would define your advanced Tsalung practitioner? If you are not aware of energy, if you're not aware of conceptuality, if you're not aware of like the like anger and wounds and hard. And if you are just doing like this, so you're not advanced practitioner. If you have been doing last 15 years, so you're still, doesn't matter how long you have been doing, you're not advanced practitioner. You have not integrated practice well enough, because you're exercising, but that exercise is not able to touch the wounds, the blockages in your heart. What does that mean? It is not able to touch. It is able to open some arteries, or I mean, some channels. Yes, maybe physical sense, but energetic sense or emotional sense, you're not able to touch. Because why? You're not aware of it. You're not bringing attention to it. You're not aware of it. You're simply doing the physical level of exercise. You have physical level of benefit. In the Tsalung practice, they say gomto. Higher, like power of meditation, the higher aspect of benefit, rather than more functional aspect, functional benefit, like, oh, you will live longer, or your heart will be more open, your lung will become more clear. Not like that. Not the physical functional benefit, but more higher meditative or wisdom benefits or personal transformation benefits, because they require different attentions. So, in short, when we practice this, please do try to bring yourself, your personal experience into it. And I really feel like that's one of the most important highlights that I do. And I've been doing for many years. If you look at Tibetan sound healing, I made that very personal practice. If you look at the awakening the sacred body, I make it very personal, like doing these practices. The same practice, but I bring ourself into the practice, so much more emphasis than probably many people will not do that or don't do that. If you look at the spontaneous creativity, same thing. I truly address those aspects of personality. Why? Because I do feel there is a lack of emphasis in general in Asian tradition, Buddhism, Tibetan tradition, and that lack of that connection. I do feel that. And that's part of what I'm interested in Western psychology. I've been last year. I have with a couple of psychologists, therapists, many hours of conversation on a Zoom. Small few people, small people, group of people. We meet together. We discuss a lot about these issues, and I see the benefit in beauty, but I also see there's something that we have a richness. I wanted to see both weighs a weak part and weighs a strength part. How these strength part can come together to support more. And I think it's next week on the 27th, we are having a conversation, a problem of identity, with Mark and Harvey Anderson. And Mark is the one of them who I have been talking last year, so many hours conversation. Because it's a great knowledgeable psychoanalyst, and it's simple discussions. And Harvey has been, his PhD in Buddhism, and a practitioner, a Buddhist teacher, but also as a profession, he's a therapist, and kind of bringing that both element in it. So, I mean, I thought of a conversation like a problem of identity. But what the identity means in Buddhism and psychology, and what we're trying to do in the Tummo Practice, that's what we're trying to do. Everything that identity, negative identity that gets stuck in our body, in our organs, and our cells, and our memories, and in our channels, and our chakras, with 3 root poisons and 5 poisons and all the other afflictions. We're trying to clear that. Or identity that we hold in these 5 chakras. We're trying to clear them. Identities with winds that we hold in these spokes. We're trying to clear them. And the most important identity that we obscure ourselves with lack of confidence or lack of self-realization, that in the central channel, those are famous ignorance. We're trying to clear them. But in psychoanalysis, they will not say, oh, there is something called central channel and there is specific energy, a specific consciousness, and those are a specific thing called ignorance, and those are responsible for all our problems. They don't say those things. Or you breathe this way, your identity issues will be cleared. They don't say those things. If you imagine this, then it will clear. No, they analyze. Analytical work only how you say it, if I've created I've created one single thought, a problem in my life, I think analytical work works only to the point, to that level. Oh, I did something, I don't know, whatever I did something, or whatever way I'm seeing something, if I uh, analyze myself and I observe myself, I recognize myself, to that point, I think it is good enough. But then if you go more, it will not work. Like during meditation, I'm not encouraging people to go into the stories. I know among my students, they have been telling me their stories. Some people have been following me a very long time. The moment they begin to ask questions, I know what they're talking about. It's the same question. But the last 25 years, I've been hearing the same questions. It's not a different question. It's a same story. And one of the reasons why that same story is kind of haunting this person again and again is because you've been keeping telling the same story in the same way. You have no different voice to tell the story. You have no different eye and senses to see the story differently. You have no new wisdom to process that story differently. It's the same storyteller is telling the same story again and again. It's reminding itself. Every time you tell, it stabilizes itself. And you still, that's why you keep on asking. And the next lifetime when we meet again, I probably will, it might be the same story again. I have a question. What about my brother or something? What about my husband or something? The same question. It's a different husband this time or different wife. So see the power of these practices, see the power of working really genuinely, openly, willing to understand yourself. For me, as a Asian, as a Eastern, as a Tibetan, one of the most enlightening, in some sense of enlightening, was when I'm coming to America, was this really like some sense of ability to personal self-reflection. In the East, we have a self-awareness. We discuss a lot about self-awareness, but we are not good at self-reflecting our problem. At least the way I look at it. That I thought this was good. To the point, it was very good. Of course, when it goes too extreme, it's not good. Like, United States, I think one thing that I think is a really big problem is the misuse of freedom in the Western world. Really not having clear idea of what freedom means, how the freedom can be used. For example, when we say, when during meditation, when we say, I feel, I'm feeling very blocked, I cannot feel it, I am depressed, I'm down, I'm dark, and I'm meditating. Now I'm feeling more open. Now I'm feeling more open. If it's a genuine sense of openness, I will feel more kind, I will feel more compassion, I will feeling more forgiving. But if it's more kind of false sense of openness, then it's like, oh, now I feel energy, now I feel free, now I can do anything what I want to. Now I want to go crazy, now I want to kill everybody who I hate. That's kind of freedom, you see. I'm free now. I can have a gun. I'm free now. I can shoot. So misuse freedom, and one day it will definitely, it might destroy the society. It will become a self-destructive because of this false notion of freedom. There's no awareness, there's no discipline, there's no rules. Anyway, I don't want, that's my pain speech. So self-reflecting, that's my pain speech. So I'll take it, take it back. Okay, so we want to do the meditation here, and I wanted to just since we still have a three more breathing exercise to do, so I wanted to guide it a little bit faster. In meditation, and then we will do the first breathing exercise, and the next session we'll do the last two breathing exercise. Then all of you do have the materials, and many of these things are also, uh, I guess, uh, we can, Polish Sangha can maybe think about it, maybe somehow able to make some of these things available in the future. I don't know. I don't want to say anything right now. After people can figure out how to support all of you. Main thing, okay? So let's start with I will guide less, talk less, and this one time each Salung exercise, uh, 9 breathing. But remember, do it in very self-reflective, going deep inside, not just physical part, but energetic and emotional and wound deep seed, karmic seed way, connecting with them. Okay. Just imagine and feel that these five Korlo in Tibetan chakras or energy centers are more clear, more open. Three channels are more clear, more open. Bring the light of awareness in these open spaces in all the five chakras and all the three channels. Feel these sacred spaces illuminated. Feel more open. Illumination, particularly in your heart. Feel they are more open, they are more illuminated. And from this place of open, illuminated place, feel the sense of trust and devotion as we sing Guru Yoga. So please display the Guru Yoga. And we pray and ask Tuji Kundo, all the lineage masters of the Tumo, please help me, help us to overcome all obstacles and obscurations, to self-realize, to enrich our life and benefit, help others. Just feel that all this, your whole body field of energy, your consciousness, your heart is open. Feel that you have received or receiving all the blessings and support. And we support each other here. Just feel that you're all receiving my support, and I'm open to feel receiving your support. And feel that we are ready for self-transformation. Transformation into Jakundol. Transformation, ignorance into awareness. To higher transformation. Transcending our ignorance, pain identity, afflictions, stories, pain, and going beyond. I'm ready. Feel that? Zoku Tonra, Sambhogakaya Tonra, as we sing Ah and Ram, imagine Ah and Ram dissolves into the light. The light transforms into the sun and moon disk. And top of that, lifeless corp, which representing that we did transcend and transform our ignorance and our ego, our fear, our stories, our pain, our sickness. We transcend that. Lifeless corpse representing that. Feel the lotus, the sun and moon disk, lifeless corpse. Feel we have transcended from the ego. As we sing Ma, imagine it transforms into the light in the curved knife and the syllable Ma on it, on the top, on the curved knife. Ma representing speech, curved knife representing the heart. And then imagine that you instantly transform into Tugje Kundal. You have an entire new body of Tugje Kundal, enlightened body, luminous body, with all these enlightened ornaments. That means you embody these all the enlightened qualities, supports.
We don't hear in picture.
Like symbolic meanings and symbolism, as I will not go each of these symbolism meaning, but the qualities like oneness, knowledge of three bodies, like three eyes. You have three eyes, so three bodies. Snoring representing the unborn Pumko, like your true nature. Curved knife representing your ability to cut the pain of all conceptuality. The skull cup with a single taste. So no matter what appears, they all are empty. No matter what feels, they all are bliss. The innate, not losing that innate true and the quality of the source. Just some of these important quality. Feel that as who you are. Feel your new body, new qualities, new embodiment, and just this sense of let go of your old body, old identity. You let go of your pain body. Let the bliss body arise as a form of Tukje Kundro. Feel that? So in this new body, the inner anatomy, the sacred anatomy, imagine the five energy centers, 32 white spokes in the crown. Just feel this, all these spokes, like basically like the wires that have electric energies, but the pure, not like a material sense of wire, but this spoke of pure spoke which host the pure winds and energy, and the throat 16 green spokes, in the heart 8 red spokes, in the navel 64 yellow spokes, secret place 28 blue spokes. So these, just imagine just for a moment, don't worry about the numbers, but all these different colored spokes are, they are like a host or router or the power source, power base of energy. As you feel them, you feel all the energy of each unique energy is held in these locations. Just feel like igniting, activating, energizing, becoming a more lively. So you, with your new body, is now getting filled with the pure new dynamic energies in all these energy centers awakening. Just feel that. Now imagine and feel you have new body, new field of energy, the Tangra of Nirmanakaya and the last Tangra of Dharmakaya, bringing the new settlers awareness. Imagine, feel all of them, but emphasize in the central channel. Very deep, subtle channel, channel of wisdom at the junction in the sun disk. Ashe, the flame, very fine, heated flame. On the top, on the moon disk, a hum, a bliss, syllable of bliss facing down. And as they are facing each other, as the absolutely fine flame, pure heat, bring more attention to the navel at the junction. Feel that, and feel that energy is moving through the central channel, and there is some sense of connection between hum and the flame, method and the wisdom, and that is igniting the subtlest awareness, the purest wind in the deepest place of central channel to complete your all the energy body, your all uh, physical body into a new body, new energy, and new consciousness. Feel that. Okay, I think we will just spend time here, just being more aware of your body, more being more aware of these all the spokes in the body and the energy centers, and particularly ending and bringing more awareness into the central channel in this fine awareness of the heated flame, moving that warmth in the central channel and feel that energy there. The subtlest, you can imagine the flame. So with subtlest awareness, you can imagine the flame. The subtlest transformation of consciousness can take place. So continue with that, and please play the Tsalung Songdep and listen to that and feel in these three Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, Dharmakaya, whichever place you feel need more emphasis, more focus of transformation, do that with Talung Som that feel the blessings. In the end, when we dedicate within in this prayer, feel you dedicate this to all the sentient beings to transform their body, their field of energy, uplift their consciousness. Feel that? Please.
Suwadabe lamana wadu jine rangi jizo ne ma dime kuzo tuje wada jila tamje toba zan. Tage kuzo yanda ge wade doge alame janjo tobe je kuzo mime leje yezo gunya deme lala nyamjo.
Thank you. So we will see you after the break.